Welcome back to the channel, family, Patreon members, subscribers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, today is the 6th of July 2026, and by the time you see this video, if you're not a part of the Patreon, the prices may have changed when the video goes public, okay? But we're going to be doing something very special here. I'm going to be speculating along with others how I think the next bull run will be fantastic, and it's going to be one that knocks our socks off, because the previous bull run was the weakest in history, and all the statistics show that. I think the next bull run, with lower interest rates, more liquidity to risk on assets flowing in, Bitcoin dominance potentially on the verge of collapsing, I think the next bull run is going to be great. And if you're paying attention to crypto now, you are so ahead of so many people, billions of people. We're seeing 29 on the fear and greed index. Always like to talk about the fear and greed, because guess what? Whenever we're in fear, I think that's a good time to dollar cost average integrate altcoins. You'll see from this chart that we could see on screen, price is showing a similar structure for Bitcoin dominance here for what we saw back in 2020, right? Remember, this previous bull run was Bitcoin heavy. The dominance of Bitcoin went up this entire bull run from 2022 to 2024, and that's why we saw, such a difficult time to be a part of a bull run. Whereas in 2020 to 2021, we saw people be so successful in that previous cycle here, because we saw a breakdown in the Bitcoin dominance. So now in this time frame, we're seeing the same structure build here, where we're potentially on the verge of a breakdown in the Bitcoin dominance. What that means is that liquidity will flow out of Bitcoin into more speculative assets, which then in turn leads to an alt season. And now it might not be every coin that goes up, but a lot of them will. And if they're already showing strength now, pay attention to them going into the alt season, okay? This could be a life-changing window right now, because people have so much doubt on altcoins. And this is the total market cap outside of the top 10 compared to Bitcoin. And as you can see, it has made higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. And as you can see on screen here, it could be going for that break to the upside, and it could make an 857% move. Just imagine if this is the others chart, what could happen to your favorite altcoin, right? We're gonna dive into some of those altcoins as well in this video, but I have to start off speaking about this. Look at this, the total market cap chart outside of Bitcoin, right? Outside of the top 10. This is the total too. You could see, look at this break to the upside that is forming here, right? And you could see here as well, look at this. We see this golden cross that is forming here, that has been formed, and it only took place in the previous alt seasons, or the previous times where people made a ton of money from crypto. But going into the next cycle here, we could see the golden cross has formed again, which could then mean this massive run to the upside, right? So what type of alts should you pay attention to? Like I said, alts that are showing strength against the overall market. Get lit. What do the rappers say? They say it's lit. Look at Lighter here. If you were paying attention to the channel, guys, you would have got this thing under $1, because I spoke about it like a number of times at $1 and under $1 here. And if you were paying attention, guys, you could have gotten lit and beat up, let me see, from that low, because we talked about it at 89 cents. I made an update for the patrons, private members. I was like, made a video. I was like, lit could be a good DCA level here. You'd be up 179% right now. That's a 2.7x, almost a 3x move if you were paying attention, guys, in a bear market. So imagine what happens when we enter full bull run mode. What's going to happen to lit, man? My targets remain the same, $5 to $10 for lit, so there's definitely more upside ahead. I always recommend that you be patient and look for pullbacks, right? Say for example, you see a pullback on lit, maybe back down to 2.31 cents, $2. That'd be a good time to scoop up that entry there if it pulls back to that level, right? So getting in on a dip is better than not getting than FOMOing into the into projects. What I realize a lot of people are doing, they're, you know, especially even in the private, they're asking me about projects that are showing weakness. If your project is showing a ton of weakness now, it's not showing any strength in the charts, I don't know, man. Now, it could come back. I'm not saying any project is going to do, you know, as long as the project has some type of use case, it could come back. But look for projects that are showing strength in these market conditions. Those are the ones that are going to win in the next alt season. That's my opinion on that, right? If they're strong when Bitcoin is being, you know, being such a negative Nancy, you have to pay attention to those that are strong, right? And Lighter is one of those ones. Very proud of this, you know, research that I brought to the channel and, you know, presented this project here. Very proud of this. And you could see that they're always very active here. Again, there are stocks that are tradable on their platform, like SpaceX, like BlackBerry stock. Just go to the platform. I'm telling you guys, the use cases there, the users, the revenue, etc. Because remember, this is a decentralized perpetual exchange, and because it's EVM compatible, it also unlocks zero knowledge proofs, which also gives it privacy as well, right? And the Ethereum Foundation, I think they're very bullish on this project. Someone asked me about the tokenomics. I was like, sometimes, you know, I know a lot of people see tokenomics. They're like, well, the market cap is 49 million, the FDV is 2.59 billion. What about the tokenomics, right? Tokenomic structure, how the ecosystem is formed, how they do buybacks, how they do burns as well, right? With the revenue that they generate, that could offset the tokenomics and you know, I would say dilution, as long as you see more revenue and in my opinion, more revenue and users to the platform. You go to DeFi Llama Lit. Look at their yearly earnings, okay? This is DeFi Llama. Look at the charts. Look at the TVL here, right? TVL growing massively, $536 million in TVL. And look at their earnings growth right here. For the annualized revenue, we see $73 million in revenue, and the 30-day earnings is $2.3 million in earnings, right? They also do buybacks and burns of the token, right? And that's why you're seeing that strength. Next project we have is Plasma. Very undervalued Plasma here, right? But I think Plasma could be a massive winner. I think this could be, you know, in leagues with XRP. And remember, you know how everyone loves XRP as far as regular, you know, retail investors, they love XRP, right? I think Plasma XPL could pull off something similar to XRP. Now, it's not guaranteed, but even a 5x to 10x to 50 cents to $1, very possible. But I think it could go even beyond that, right? Because of what their use case, what they're trying to achieve here with XPL. XPL is a stable coin protocol, layer 1, and their focus is to capture, their goal is to capture the stablecoin growth. You see that they're also working with Tether, which is one of the biggest stablecoin protocols. Let's go to CoinMarketCap. As you can see here, Tether is number 3 biggest asset in the crypto space, and XPL is working with Tether, USDT. That's a big deal, okay? And as we can see here, we've been talking about XPL in this range for the longest, at 10 cents, under 10 cents. Even when it dropped to that, you know, 6-7 cent level, you know, I made updates and said, hey, XPL on the dip in the videos. I was like, XPL on the dip, guys, pay attention. And I'm still bullish on XPL. I still think it will do very well here in the future. Now, obviously, like I say, it's not guaranteed, guys, but, you know, I think as long as they could accomplish their use case here, it could be a massive winner. I've already tried trading on their chain as well, just to test it out. But as you could see that they're integrating so much with their cashback, rewards, Plasma One integration, D app that they have. You can see that the team is building here. This is our docs developers here, just consistently building out something great. And again, working with Tether USDT, the top stable coin in the space, number 3 biggest asset in crypto. I think this thing, like I said, has massive potential. OpenSERV with SERV Reasoning V2 launching middle of July. Massive catalyst incoming for OpenSERV here. We spoke about OpenSERV, you know, around back here, 2 cents, 3 cents. I made updates to say, hey, good time to DCA OpenServe at 1.5 cent. And then guess what? It made a massive run to that 8 cent level. Very proud of that as well. 4 to 5x move. It pulled back, and I consistently made those updates. Hey, good time to DCA, etc. under that 4 cent level. Now it's back at 4.7 cent. Now it's back at 4.7 cent for OpenServe. Is it still a good time to DCA? I think it is. This is one of the top AI infrastructure projects you're gonna find in crypto. A lot of traders that I respect are bullish on the project. They have exposure as well. I'm talking X accounts that have hundreds of thousands of followers. They're bullish on the project as well. And I think because of SERV reasoning and what they're aiming to accomplish here with their AI tools, I think they're gonna crush it, man. SERV reasoning V2 is going to be a massive change, game changer for the space in my opinion. And that releases mid-July, where you basically what you have for OpenServe, where they could scale LLMs, large language models like GPT, DeepSeek, etc. Now you get that and scale it even more. So OpenServe faster and cheaper than some of these, like I said in multiple videos, some of the multi-billion-dollar LLM companies, right? Like the OpenAIs, right? I think it rivals these companies, but because it's crypto, people aren't paying attention. But I think even some exposure to the project could do very well. This is why I say, even if you have $1,000 in the space, right, and you only could afford maybe like $200 in the OpenServe, that's still good. That's still a good way to get some ROI, because I think the potential for this project could be, yield upside to maybe $1 per OpenServe, maybe multiple dollars, right? But to be, anywhere from 10 cents, which is 100 mil market cap, to 50 cents, 500 mil, to $1, a billion market cap. If meme coins did it in 2024, I think this thing could pull it off as well. But again, it's all patience here. I remember in 2024, coins would just fly, and eventually we're gonna get back to that. But you have to pay attention to the coins that are still pushing up against the market. They're still they're fighting to go up, right? It's taking everything in their power to go up, but they're still trying. There's a lot of coins that just keep going down. Banker is not one of those coins. It's one of the coins that's trying to push up. As you can see, these higher lows for Banker, man. Higher low, higher low, higher low. And now it's sitting at that 42 mil market cap level. Is it a good time to DCA? Yes, it is, because I think a 10x to 20x on Banker from here, very possible, to 500 mil to a billion market cap. My price targets has not changed for this project, but again, it's going to take patience, right? So if you have, if you've missed DCA, if you've missed opportunities, if you feel like you've been late, well, guess what? These are opportunities that haven't really exploded yet. You get some exposure, you DCA, you invest an amount that you're willing to lose, because nothing is guaranteed, and then you hold for that upside, and then you take profits on the way up, right? Because remember, nothing is guaranteed, so you have to take profits. I would say personally for me, 20 to 30% on the way up, same way you dollar cost average on the way down. You have a million Banker, let's say, and you see it shoot up to that million Banker is around $430 now. You see it get to $2,000 to $3,000. You could take $1,000 in profit. Then you hold on the rest, then it goes up some more. You could take another $2,000 to $3,000 in profit, And obviously, it's up to you how you would want to trade. But again, as long as you take some profits when the time comes, okay? Taking profits is always the smartest way to go. No, you never go broke taking profits. Banker is always shipping here. You can see the chart is so strong. They're always shipping. 109K followers on X. They recently did a new Banker console update. Banker console is live. Look at this. $4.7 billion traded across the Banker ecosystem. Now you can build on top of it from the same terminal.
The new Banker console.
Right? So we have a great new user interface here for Banker.
It allows you to build apps. Here I built, manage your Google Docs code, Codex, and any other agent harness. We even have private models. And
that is so cool.
The best part is you pay directly with crypto from your Banker wallet.
And then you could use all the LLM gateways and API keys right inside the infrastructure here, with different skills as well. That is so cool, man. That is bullish. So again, these are projects that are shipping. These are projects that have some type of use case here, AI, can't go wrong with AI crypto. I think AI crypto is going to continue to be the best performing asset class personally, right? So pay attention to Bank USD AI chip, one of the recent alpha calls on the channel. As you guys could see, I'm not rushing to talk about new projects so quickly. I want to see the projects that I'm talking about now play out, trying to make it very simple for everyone, trying to make it very easy. And then as we build our portfolios, we then look around, we research, we figure out, okay, what other projects could we reinvest into, or, you know, just cash out, have some fun, right? Do some meetups, you never know. So as we can see right here, we have CHIP at 32 cent. It's still holding around this level when I first called it out here, around that 34 cent level. I still think CHIP is going to be a great project in the future, because it's the project that I've, like I said, I was looking into projects that integrate DeFi and AI. We haven't seen a successful protocol capture that yet, but CHIP has, you know, in my opinion, is a top contender for being a top DeFi AI project with $200 million in TVL. And we see in recent updates that 50% of the users in the CHIP ecosystem have been retained, right? So even if they had a number of people that, you know, have stopped using the protocol, 50% of them have retained for this entire time. And they're constantly shipping here. Look at this, man. This was 4 hours ago. Today, July 6th, right? This was 4 hours ago. They introduced a new loan protocol here. And remember, they're basically using GPUs and basically borrowing yield against all the GPUs and hardware in the AI space, right? Because remember, you're gonna need GPUs and chips and all of these other things for the data centers and all the, you know, to power AI. And basically you're, you know, using DeFi on that, and that's how you have the CHIP protocol, right? So I think this project, you know, is, you know, has potential to be a winner here. Now, obviously manage your risk as always, but I still think this project will do very well. I'm very bullish on it. I think it could get to, you know, from here 10 cents to even $1 in the future. I think that's possible. I think that is possible here. I move back to the high, to that 10 cent level, 12 cent level, and then maybe even new highs going into the next cycle. I think it's possible here for CHIP, guys. So that's why I said, you know, even 10,000 tokens, nothing crazy, 323 bucks, right? Nothing crazy, you know, because I'm not going to tell you guys to put 30K in the CHIP. And something goes wrong, you're like, oh, I lost 30K. You know, this is just suggestion amounts, right? This is just suggestions here, because guess what? 323 bucks in the CHIP, it goes to 10 cents. That's $1,000. Good ROI. 50 cents, 5K, right? $1, 10K. It's great ROI in my opinion, right? And that's why, you know, that's how crypto is. You don't, in my opinion, if you could play your cards right, you could have $1,000 portfolio and make 6 to 7 figures. It's possible, but you have to be strategic. You have to be patient, and you can't rush to get rich like instantly. You can't. You got to take your time, man. You really have to, and that's how I see it. So I think CHIP, like I said, is a great project as well. And last but not least, we have DRV Derive. Again, one of the projects. Just look at the chart. Look at the chart, guys. Constant uptrend for DRV. We spoke about it around that 10 cent, 8 cents level. Now, as you can see, look at how strong it is. Am I tripping here? Doesn't that look like a strong chart? Doesn't that look like a chart that wants to explode? Or am I tripping? I'm tripping with the strength. I don't think I'm on psychedelics. I don't think I'm on DMT on the Joe Rogan podcast. I think I'm in my right mind and I could see a strong chart. Am I tripping? I don't think I'm tripping. DRV right now at 11 cents. DRV at 11 cents, okay? And what does this project do? I've stated it multiple times, multiple videos. It's on-chain options. Let's take a look at their earnings, their revenue. $9.1 million in revenue, and that number, like I said, last time I checked, it was at 8.4. Now it's at 9.1 million. They do buybacks as well, and with the buybacks, that helps the structure of the tokens, helps the fundamentals. And I even saw a comment recently that hyperliquid whales are using the on-chain options of DRV to cover a lot of their, I would say trades, because they're doing, again, calls and puts on their trades. And similar to we see with Hyperliquid and Lighter, how they're decentralized perpetual exchanges, on-chain options could be a massive untapped sector for institutional investors, for people that come from the stock market. Maybe the stock market bros, they come to the space, they're like, man, I want to use options on some of these crypto. I don't want to do no perps, right? Boom. Guess what protocol they'll use? Here you go, DRV. That's what they'll use, right? And this is why I'm bullish on this thesis here. And I think this project will do very well. If you take a look at the app, let me show you guys here. Let's open up their D app. You can see Hyperliquid, one of the most traded protocols. I have no idea how options work personally. I've never done options trading. I'm a spot, again, I keep it simple. I buy spot, hold, take profits on the way up, right? But if you know how it works, or if you're interested in learning, why not test it out for yourself? You could trade Hype, Zcash, Cardano, XRP, Sol, ETH, Bitcoin, and they're going to add new projects as well. I think they're adding Canton Network. I saw people in the Discord talking about Canton Network, CC, right? You're going to be able to trade options on Canton Network as well. And I think, like I said, more and more people will wake up to this, because they're going to be like, well, I like perps, but maybe I try some options trading. Maybe I'm more successful. Maybe there's people out there that are getting wrecked on perps left and right. They're losing their money, getting liquidated. Maybe they try out options through DRV and like, whoa, this is so cool. Options is so much more my speed as far as trading goes. You never know, right? You never know. But I think because of that and the platform, I think this project has a lot of potential. Right now it's at 11 cents. Like I said, I think it could 5x to 10x, right? Just being conservative. So put in that 50 cents to $1, right? This is the founder here, Nick Forster, and he recently made an update here, kicking off Hyperliquid options, 50% chance, doing a little trading competition here. Pretty cool stuff. Look at this. Weekly national volume on the rise. We crossed $30 billion in $30 billion in cumulative volume. What the heck? And $805 million in national traded last week. Guys, even if you just toss, like, let's say $120 into the rise, right? Not gonna tell anyone to overinvest in any project, right? $120 into the rise, it goes to 50 cents. That's $500. Goes to $1. That's $1,000. But what if it goes on to be like this massive gem that eventually goes to $2 to $3 to $5, $10 in the future, because all the stock market institutional people, the New York Stock Exchange people that are used to trading Nvidia, what if the Nvidia bros, the semiconductor bros come and trade on the rise? It's possible, and that's a lot of money. They already got $30 billion in volume. 30 billion in volume. Insane stuff, man. But this is what I'm saying. You see how all these charts that I showed you are showing strength. That's what you have to pay attention to, in my opinion, going into the next alt season or the next bull run, right? And that's the projects I like. I have other projects as well that I cover on the channel, but clearly, you know, the upside here for these projects, I think they have massive potential, and I think you should pay attention. If you feel like you're having a tough time in the market, it's very stressful, don't give up. Don't give up on this space, guys. This space changes lives. I think crypto is a blessing. You just have to, again, be patient, be strategic, and don't look to make the life-changing trade or life-changing coin in one coin. Take it one step at a time. It's not going anywhere. Crypto is not going anywhere, man. And when we get a real bull run, when we start to see a bull run, not like the one in the previous 2023 to 2024 cycle, if we could get something similar to 2021, 2020, 2017, 2018, right? For the next cycle, 2027, 2028, and the 2026, I really do believe it's going to pay off for you guys. And, you know, thank y'all so much for the continued support. I truly appreciate the support, like sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Truly appreciate every single one of you guys supporting the channel. You know, being a Patreon member, joining the Patreon, it really helps out, and I'm truly thankful, because I'm just doing my best here. Just one guy navigating the space as best that he can, And with your help as well, the community that we have here, all of us could, again, work together to accomplish our goals. If you found value, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join the Patreon if you haven't already. It's the first link in the description. Go to any recent video. It's the first link in the description. It takes you to the Patreon. We already have 99 members in the Patreon. They see that number keeps growing, right? And it's only $5 a month to join, guys. Like I said, with the Patreon, it's very affordable. For $5 a month, you get early access to all the content before anyone else. Early alpha, like, the chip call that we did recently. I think that is going to crush it in the future. DRV, etc. And you also get private Discord access where you could talk to me, talk to other people in the community. I'm always open for any DMs or anything like that to talk to you guys if you want to, right? So shout out to all the members, shout out to everyone supporting, shout out to all the subscribers, and always remember to give praise and glory to the Lord God Jesus. Thank God for everything. Without God, we're nothing, man. Crypto is a blessing, man. I think crypto is a blessing. God is gonna bless every single one of you guys. All of you guys, I pray it's possible for you to become millionaires and billionaires. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up. Keep pushing. You will accomplish it. Just keep pushing, man. Thank y'all so much. God bless, and I'll catch you in the next one.